Good morning and welcome once again. The title of my Dharma Talk today is the 3 Rs of Mindfulness. The 3 Rs, for those of you not familiar with that term, stands for reading, writing, and arithmetic. And not for spelling, of course. And the 3 Rs have become known colloquially as basically the essentials of any practice or any teaching. We talk about the 3 Rs of this or that or the other thing. We're talking about the fundamentals. And so what I'd like to offer you today is a teaching using this kind of folksy technique of the 3 Rs to illustrate the basic practice, the basic fundamentals of mindfulness practice. The first R in our toolkit here stands for recognition, or recognize. And it refers to recognizing each experience that we have in each moment. Recognition means awareness. And it means awareness and the ability to name or identify the contents of our awareness. So if you look at, say, a crowd of people, and all of a sudden you see a face that you recognize, somebody you know, there's a shift that takes place. There's a shift from simply being aware of a group of faces to someone you know becomes a real person. And that shifts our thinking, and shifts our energy, it affects us, and we recognize something. So the practice is about being aware and recognizing each experience as it arises. Recognizing the breath rising and falling. Recognizing the feeling sensations in the body, pleasant or unpleasant, tingling or itching or warm or cold, whatever. Recognizing core thoughts as they occur. Recognizing our emotions and our desires as they arise. So it's a matter of awareness and the ability to identify or label, if you will, the experience. It's not analyzing, it's not thinking about the experience, it's simply recognizing. When we see something and we know what it is, we're aware of it and we're recognizing it. Recognition keeps us present in the moment. Awareness and recognition always takes place in this present moment. Every experience we have takes place in the present moment. If we can be aware of what we're experiencing in the present moment, we become grounded in the reality of the present. And in that reality of the present moment, we open up infinite possibilities, not available to us if we're lost in thinking, if we're lost in fantasizing about the past or the future. The only choice we can ever make is in the present moment. We can only live our life in the present moment. We can get lost in fantasies of the past and the future, but but only the present moment is the reality of our life. So recognition of what's arising moment by moment. And that's what our mindfulness practice is. When we sit, when we meditate in a formal way, we become aware of where the attention is, and we recognize what arises. I recognize the in-breath. I recognize the out-breath. I recognize the attention getting lost in thought. I recognize the awareness coming back to the breath. I recognize sleepiness. I recognize anxiety. Whatever it is that's arising, we see it, feel it, we recognize it, and we're present to it. The second R stands for the word refrain. Refrain. Refrain means don't do anything. So often, when we recognize something, particularly if it's highly charged emotionally, we go into a story. I recognize him. I know all about him. He's thus and so. Of course, we can even engage stories about people we don't recognize, can't we? He reminds me of my father. She reminds me of my ex-wife. And the stories kick in. And we're not really present in the moment. We're not even present to the person that we're with. We're lost in our computer program that was created a long time ago. So when we're awake, we can choose how to respond. And the best way to choose a wise response is to do nothing immediately other than take a deep breath. When I feel I'm angry or sad, if I feel like I'm happy or lonely or whatever, when I recognize that and I refrain from acting and from engaging in a habituated story, then I can choose consciously, what do I want to do with this experience? How do I want to live it? I can take action or I cannot take action, but it's being done consciously and deliberately rather than from a knee-jerk conditioned response. And this is what separates us basically from the animals. Animals have awareness. Animals have recognition. But it's questionable as to what degree animals choose their response. The response is typically conditioned. Conditioned either by instinct or by past experiences. But as human beings, we have the ability, even if we are conditioned, to respond a certain way. We have the ability to look at that. And once we recognize and refrain from responding immediately, then we can take a deep breath. And then we can ask ourselves, what's the right response for me in this moment? What does wisdom tell me to do? What does compassion tell me to do? So refraining means not acting out. And we can do it in really very simple ways. If I an itch on my nose. I recognize there's an itch on my nose. I recognize there's an urge to scratch it. And I can refrain from scratching it. And then I can choose whether I wish to scratch it or not. But most of the time, we're itching our nose before we even know there's an itch on our nose. And that's a very trivial thing, but that's indicative of how we live our life much of the time. We don't know what we're doing until we're doing it. We're lost in our life rather than being present to it. The third R, after recognizing and refraining, the third R is relax. Relax means to allow whatever experience is arising to simply arise in the body and in the mind. When I relax, I open my mind and heart to wisdom and compassion. When I relax, I am tuned in to the world around me. When I'm relaxed, I'm able to give and receive love more freely. I can relate more consciously. I can act more deliberately. And I'm less likely to act in a way that I may regret in the future. I'm less likely to act in a way that could cause suffering for myself or for other people. Sometimes it's difficult to relax if we're caught up in strong emotions. But we can always recognize and refrain and just breathe and open and be with what's here. And I might add a fourth R. It's not part of the original repertoire. The fourth R is to repeat. To repeat again and again and again. Because what we've learned goes very deep into the psyche. And this practice works at the deepest level of our mind. It goes down to what I call the crocodile brain. And so it takes time, it takes persistence. But the transformation that takes place is total and complete. It's not simply learning something new, which we eventually forget. It's not just a new technique that we try out and wears off pretty soon. But it's something that becomes the very fabric of who we are. Physically, psychologically, and spiritually. So repeating, repetition, coming back again and again. Very important. So, recognizing our experience in each moment, refraining from acting unconsciously, and taking a breath and relaxing into this moment, opening the mind and heart, being present, and repeating it as often as necessary. So those are the three wisdom to compassion,